We've been following developments in our top story tonight since just after 2 p.m. this afternoon. After a nearly 5-hour massive law enforcement response in Southwest Rochester, police have confirmed an armed individual experiencing a crisis died from self-inflicted injuries. Here's what we know about what led up to the fatal incident. It took place in the TJ Maxx shopping plaza that's near Salem Road, where the Rochester Police Department, Olmsted County Sheriff's Office, and Minnesota State Patrol all responded to a report of an individual experiencing a crisis situation. Law enforcement agencies asked the community to avoid the area while negotiators worked to de-escalate the situation and evacuate nearby shops and businesses. However, around 4 p.m., the police department held a brief press conference informing the public there wasn't believed to be in any imminent danger. To provide a more in-depth look at law enforcement's response, KIMT News 3's Emma Esteb is live from the shopping center's parking lot with what Rochester Police Chief Jim Franklin is sharing tonight. Emma.
Jess, clearly taking a look behind me, the scene looks vastly different than it did just a few hours ago when there were dozens of police officers here on the backside of the TJ Maxx shopping center. Around 7 p.m., Chief Jim Franklin gave me some insights about what exactly happened during this nearly 5-hour crisis response. The chief says after several hours of de-escalation efforts with the individual over the phone, police say the conversation between crisis negotiations and the man escalated. The department says that's when a shot was fired from inside of his vehicle. Law enforcement officials didn't fire back and say the man was then reportedly seen taking drugs in his vehicle. Police continued negotiation efforts to resolve the situation peacefully. However, when that wasn't working, officers used pepper ball, which is a non-lethal eye and throat irritant, to get the individual out of his car. However, the man responded by firing shots through his front windshield at the officers. The chief says the individual was the only person to discharge his weapon, which resulted in the man's death from a self-inflicted gunshot, but RPD can't confirm whether it was intentional or accidental.
Later on in the scenario, we discovered the individual deceased of a self-inflicted gun wound. At this time, we've frozen the scene and we are completely turning the scene over to the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension for their investigation.
And no law enforcement officers were injured, and Chief Franklin did not say exactly where on the man's body those fatal wounds occurred. Live in Rochester, Emma Esteb, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Emma, for that update on this developing story. The department is not releasing the name of the deceased given the nature of his death. RPD does say an autopsy will be performed and additional information about manner of death will be included.